To draw a recirculation line, we first need to insert a valve, which we can do so by going to our Recirc panel and selecting our three-way mixing valve. As you can see in our left-hand window, we have our valve insertion. If we like our distribution line to insert, we can either choose our cold, hot, or recirculation line. We'll choose cold. We need our type. We can select from any of these options here. We'll use the default as the three-way butterfly mixing valve, one out. And for our manufacturer, we'll go to our database MC4 tab and we'll select the butterfly mixing valve three ways, one out. We have our diameter, which is preset at 3/4 inch, but we have the option to choose from different diameters. Our position, we can select from there if we have one. Our height from the ground at this time will be 0 feet, since we'll set this on this particular section of pipe. And then we also have our project information, such as our label. We'll set as default our numbering. This will be our first valve, so it will be labeled as number 1, and then our pre-code is V for valve. If I simply left click on our distribution line here for cold, and then left click once more, and then do 2 more clicks for position and rotation, I'll move the label aside. And as you can see, since the direction of the flow direction is going down, you can also see that is the same direction as our valve. I'll also need to set another valve, preferably away from the first mixing valve, and we'll go back to our Recirc panel and three-way mixing valve branch. We'll select the icon again. This time we'll select hot, our type. Again, many options to choose from. We'll choose the default, a three-way butterfly mixing valve, one in. Our manufacturer, we'll choose the same name as our type. Our diameter, again, we have several different diameters to choose from, but we'll use the default as 1/2 inch. And our height from ground, this time we'll put in 8.5 feet, since our pipes are going to be running along the ceiling. We'll have this numbering as 2, since this is our second valve, and our pre-code is V for valve. I'll left click on our valve, and then I have the option of either turning it to our left or to our right. I'll select to our left, and then insert our label there with 2 clicks, one for position, one for angle. And now I'm ready to insert our recirculation line, which I can simply go to our distribution panel and select the pipe. And then under our project setting, under our command side window for our distribution line, I'll select the down arrow and choose recirculation. Again, our water distribution we'll have as downstream, and our Z coordinates will be floor relative, and we'll initially have this at 0 feet. If I zoom in, I can simply left click on our endpoint of our valve. I'll come out, and then I'll come over, I'll right click to insert a riser, and I'll type in 8 feet, so a rise. We'll switch this to 8.5 feet. And then now I'll simply left click, like drawing a line simply as I did for the others for our both hot and cold water lines. As you can see, our valve is here. And if I zoom in, I'll have to create the line on the inside in between our hot and cold water lines. So I'll come in here, and again, by crossing the hot water line and the cold water line, our program recognizes that it doesn't actually go through the pipe. It automatically registers that it will bypass it. So if I simply come here and insert it into our valve, I can Hit enter, and I have now drawn our recirculation line.